Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about the books that I've read in the past little bit. So I did a video recently talking about the books I've read, so this is added on to that, and then I'm gonna cut the end of this off at where September starts, and then so it's like some of July, August. Yeah, I want to get back on like a monthly thing, so I'll wait till this, like, I won't talk about the stuff I've read so far in September. I actually only have one physical book to show you today. The rest are all ebooks, which never happens. It has more recently. First up here we have Strange Houses. So this one's been floating around, particularly TikTok, that's where I heard of it. Interesting part of this book is that the floor plans are the big mystery of this. So what got me was the first line, the first page, that says, "This is the floor plan of a certain home. Do you see anything strange about it? At first glance, it probably looks totally normal, like a house anyone might live in. But if you look very closely, you might notice things here and there that seem somehow off. Those off details pile up and link together to lead to one inescapable truth. A truth so terrifying you won't believe it." And then it has the thing. That's what got me. I was like, okay, I'll read it. This one was a really quick and engaging read. I was glued to it. I wanted to know what was gonna happen every second. As soon as I got it in the mail, I started reading it, and it didn't stop till I finished it, which is always a good feeling for readers. Basically, a writer and an architect team up to solve what's going on with these floor plans, the whole mystery behind it. So I'm not gonna give anything away, obviously. However, I will say the conclusion of it, some of it, it hurts me to say, but some of it was like a little bit of a stretch. The whole mystery behind it. Is it possible? Yes, but it was a little bit of a stretch. Overall, I ended up enjoying this one for the most part. I gave it a 3.5. I have this author's other work, Strange Pictures. I've heard that one is really good too, so I'm excited to read that one. But I don't regret reading that. That was a very unique experience. I really enjoyed that. Next up here we have Playground. So this is a popular one. It's an extreme horror book. So extreme horror, please keep that in mind. Do not pick it up if you don't want to see blood, gore, and horrible things, basically. So this one is like Saw meets Squid Games, but for kids. So it's awful. But the kids have to go through a torturous playground while the parents are shackled into a spot and forced to watch their children undergo this game slash activity, I guess. I thought the writing was overall just okay, but the concept of it was really cool. I can see what the author was trying to do, and the antagonist I hated with like every fiber of my being, which is exactly what you want in an antagonist. That one I didn't even rate because later I ended up reading The Slob, but it's the same author, and I wasn't sure. But I've already started making an extreme horror ranking thing to see where I want to put them all, because for me they're hard to rate, but like if I could see them, the pictures of all of them and where they go, that makes it better for me. So I don't know, it's around a 3.5 to a 4 for me. Next we have another extreme horror. This is called Made a Monster. This was one I saw on Kindle Unlimited, and it's something. Probably one of the more fucked up things I've read recently. Basically, we have Adrian and Kendra, who are both super flawed human beings, have been through so much trauma individually, both who do horrible things, and then they meet, and it's romance for you. Beautiful. Themes of sexual abuse and trauma, and both these characters go through so much, which made them into the person they are today, and then they found each other, and things just get worse. But there's a lot of dead animals, animal cruelty. Please keep that in mind. There's trigger warnings for any extreme horror book I talk about, but particularly in this one, there was a lot of dead animals and stuff. Next up here, I read When the Mockingbird Sings. This is one that I didn't really heard of. I've seen the cover before, and I know there was shock value behind it, like there's something so messed up about this story, I don't know. So I decided to read it. It has a lot to do with child abuse and assault. This one is about a boy named Johnny who is an awful human being. Like that's the theme with these extreme horror. They're awful human beings. Awful. You're supposed to hate them. Johnny's disgusting, but Johnny's part of the mob. So he has links to a lot of stuff. He has a link to the mob, but something goes wrong when he gets invited on this trip and he sexually assaults and kills a family, not realizing that that family is like the head of the family that he just killed, like the person who invited him. he just killed and did other stuff to his family. So then it's just body horror and the mob dealing with Johnny after what happened. It was something. It was something. It was brutal. I don't know if I'd recommend it to people, but there was all that symbolism with the mockingbird. It was a short story. I did like it. Next up here, I have 3 novellas. These are all extreme horror as well. I don't know why I read them. It was on Kindle Unlimited, and I wanted something quick and, you know, awful. But the first one's called Dolly, and then we have Puppet, and then Dolly and Pip. The papa of this book owns a doll who comes to life. Papa basically kidnaps and tortures girls, brings them back to his place, and his doll came alive, and revenge wreaks havoc. So it's one of those extreme horror where you have an awful main character, does awful things, and then an even more awful person, or a little bit less awful, comes in and tortures them or makes things 20 times worse for them. But like in the second one, it's kind of about teachers abusing their power towards kids, a teacher taking advantage and sexually assaulting kids. So the second one's about revenge with that. And I don't want to say much about this last one, but it's the only book I've ever read where they rip out all your teeth and then shove it up your, not the hole you're thinking, the other one. Next we have The Slob. So I wanted to read this because I'd heard great things. I didn't even realize it was the same author till I actually like took it, like rented it for the library and realized that it was the same author. But I just know that both of them were like very popular books in this genre. So this is about our main character who's a very, you know, they called her clean freak type main character. She basically grew up in pure filth. So nowadays as an adult, she works for a cleaning company. And she goes in and helps people clean their homes because she wants everything clean. But when she's doing some advertising, house calls, whatever, she's knocking on people's doors and she knocks on the wrong door. So the slob abducts her, and from there we see torture and awful things happening to this woman. Girly was just trying to sell her cleaning product and she got really fucked over on this one. I will say about this one, the body horror in it was really, really good. I think I liked this one better than Playground. Like, they're different, but this one was just, it was something, especially the girl's backstory and her childhood and growing up in filth and why that house was so filthy and going on from there. So speaking of filth, this one is called Disco Rice. If you're like, what does that mean? You'll soon find out. This is one of those really gross insects, extreme horrors. This dude also grew up in pure filth and he now finds comfort in that. So he works at the landfill in his local town. He gets fired from the landfill when they catch him eating maggots off a dead raccoon. So he discovers maggots, woo. That's when he starts eating maggots consistently. And that's his nourishment over here. First it's animals that he gets it up because maggots have to come off something that's decaying. First it's animals and then it gradually progresses from there. I would recommend it. It's gross. If you're scared of if you don't like maggots, don't read it. Not that I'm a fan of them, but I could read it. It was just very graphic descriptions of like how the maggots feel in his mouth and the texture and the taste and where he got it from affects the taste. It was a lot. Next up here I have the 8 Cases of Jane. So this one I also just saw on Kindle Unlimited. I thought it was like an extreme horror. Thought it'd be good. Read it. This book is the psychiatric interviews from Jane. She manages to successfully kill 8 different people. So the 8 Cases of Jane, we talk about each instance. The interviewer trying to see why she did it, get to the bottom of it. It was a pretty quick read. I really liked it. I rated it closer to a 4. Next up I have here is How to Be Perfectly Unhappy. I didn't like this one. Usually I really like my wholesome graphic novels, but I didn't love this one. There didn't seem much to it, to be honest. I thought the illustrations were cute. The message was okay, but it was like underwhelming. I only gave this one a 3. I just thought the overall concept of it was underwhelming. Next up we have The Child Thief by Brahm. I've wanted to read something by this author for a long time. I've heard incredible things. Just heard that his work is super like gothic and the writing is done super well. So I read this. This is a Peter Pan retelling, mostly following Peter, some of the boys that he takes and their journey, and then what all of it is really like. And the dark side of Peter Pan is what this one's about. This one also had beautiful illustrations, but I really enjoyed the writing style of this one. It took me a little bit to get into. It definitely gets very fantasy-esque when you're in the woods, and I liked it though. I gave it a 3.5, and I want to read more by Brahm. I did enjoy it. Last but not least, I have one more extreme horror. This is Red Woo, and I heard this one was good. That's why I found it on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, we're gonna read this one. This is advertised as like women seeking power, you know, women rising up. We love that. Like, we love the whole like feminist theme of this. So that's what intrigued me. But I gave this 2 stars. I did not like it. All I have to say is, why did the spider do that? Why did the hellhound do that? That's all I have to say. Thank you. Let me know what you guys thought of these books, and if you've read them or want to read them, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you've read anything great recently, I'd love to hear about it. If you have any extreme horror recommendations or any other recommendations for me, I'm always down to get recommendations from you guys and give them a shot. I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. I've also been uploading on TikTok and Instagram and stuff more, and trying to be more interactive. So if you'd like to follow me on any of those, I'll have those down below. If you made it to the end of this video, comment a black heart down below, and I'll see you guys all soon with a new video.